Beep, 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 beep. Hello, hello, welcome to the Jester. Right, okay. Good Jesterites. What have I got for you today? Some of you may know, I did a video a few months back. Well, I did a video a few years back that I found. And it was me being a bloody idiot before a training session and losing my shit. That was what it was, right? Because I was, talking about emotional support peacocks. Right? And emotional support hamsters. And emotional support aardvarks, right? If you haven't seen it, go and have a look. It's quite fun. But I lost the plot, literally. It was 6:30 in the morning or something ridiculous like that. I was in one of the outlying towns of Manchester, about to teach people about something, important, and I'd lost the plot because this woman they wouldn't let this woman take an emotional support peacock on the plane with her. And I said, if it was that supportive, why didn't it fly behind? Right, okay, now. I amused myself, which I usually do, because I'm the only person. See, being noisy. It's time for you. Right, so I've got one for you here from Craig Simpson, which was in the Telegraph, which is utterly bizarre, because it says that British Library staff are to get emotional support to help them add trigger warnings to the archive. I know. What do you say? Right, okay. British Library staff, I'm going to read it again just so that you can get it in your head, okay? British Library staff to get emotional support to help them add trigger warnings to the archive. The organisation... I know, it's just insane. Grown adults will get emotional support for having to read books. We are in cloud cuckoo land now, folks. Right? The organisation has launched an action plan for race equality. Here we go. That includes plans to scour for anything problematic in the vast catalogue. That's one of their words, isn't it? Problematic. It's deeply problematic. Remember that wonderful video by Francis Aaron? Aaron Francis? Anyway. British Library staff will be given emotional support to help them add trigger warnings to the archive. The library pledged to become an anti-racist organisation. Remember, anti-racism, what you think it is. A racist organisation following Black Lives Matter protests, and to achieve that it has launched an action plan for race equality that includes plans to scour for anything problematic in the vast catalogue. Public money. There's public money going on this. Who authorised this? Stop them. Nutters, right? Staff will be tasked with adding a system of advisories. So this is the categorisation folk, isn't it? It's the I love a spreadsheet people. Yes, this is problematic. And why is it problematic? Bad language. Yeah. People seen in bad light. Where do you think they're going to stop with their censorship? Because that's what this is. Oh no, it's just categorisation. It's not categorisation. It's censorship. Stop saying it's categorisation. Staff will be tasked with adding a system of advisories. This will alert people to images or terminology in the online archive of the UK's National Library that may cause offence according to internal documents. Offence is taken, not given, so what? They can't help themselves, can they? Plans for the project state that librarians working to add warnings to sensitive material in old records will be given the appropriate emotional support for the job. If you can't do the job, go home. This weakens people, doesn't it, this crap? If you can't do the job, go home. Not interested in your emotions. Do the damn job. Weakens people, doesn't it? British Library bosses highlighted a total audit of the catalogue as one strand of the anti-racism action plan, with the aim of establishing changes that need to be made to the catalogue of our collections to be more inclusive in the description of items. This would help the public search the library records safely, according to the action plan unveiled in 2022, and avoid any discriminatory and hurtful language or harmful language, it says. An internal work plan states that staff will establish a comprehensive glossary of problematic and inclusive terminology that could occur in the cataloguing of culturally sensitive material held by the library. Experts will begin auditing the collections for racist descriptions, documents state, through their everyday work and specific projects. And it's then got a picture, I'll put the link in the doobers, of Chief Librarian Liz Jolly, who does look like a very jolly HR person. Said the library's anti-racism working group is our chance to get it right. Middle-class white woman, too much time on our hands. Sorry. That's what it is. Another entry on the work plan states that the library will ensure that staff tasked to work on sensitive material receive adequate knowledge, training and emotional support, and provide regular and mandatory training to all staff around the anti-racist cataloguing practice. Yeah, this is critical race theory in your local library. It's critical social justice. Gender will follow shortly behind. I guarantee it. The plan also states that more resources should be put into this project, which is one of 6 recommended by the library's anti-racism project, a caucus of staff advising on how to create a generational shift at the publicly funded institution to become a more representative and diverse organisation that is empowering for everyone. Yeah, everyone who thinks like a critical race theorist or critical social justice. One of the policies recommended by the groups and put into the action plan is to ensure diverse voices are present in the planning, development and delivery of all exhibition projects. Yeah, well, that'll bring those projects to a halt then, won't it? These organisations have forgotten why they exist. They're public as well as public money. They're doing this in your name, Joe and Joanna, public, yep. To this end, plans state that content statements offering additional interpretation are to be implemented across public spaces that present sensitive materials. So they don't want to just do it here. Some work in this area has already been completed with a bust of the British Museum and British Library founder, Sir Hans Sloane, supplemented with an explanatory panel explaining his links to the slave trade. They're going to get their power and oppression narratives into history, and they will damage us. Because that's not what you do, right? You move on. You don't hold a grudge forever, which is what they're doing. All right, it's power and oppression narratives. It's writ large. The group that made these recommendations was launched in the wake of the library's 2020 commitment to become an anti-racist organisation. Well, everybody bought into that shit, didn't they, after Black Lives Matter? Chief Librarian Liz Jolly told staff at the time, the murder of George Floyd has shown that we're good at saying that we don't believe in racism. But I have to say as Chief Librarian that we haven't done enough to ensure that this organisation is anti-racist, and I apologise for that. She's apologising to extreme left-wing terrorists. In convening the anti-racism working group, this is our chance to get it right for the terrorists. The group will make recommendations both in terms of immediate actions and longer-term proposals, and we will integrate it into our strategy and our culture to make us a truly anti-racist organisation in a wide-ranging and sustainable way. Miss Jolly also told staff that racism was a creation of white people. Fire her! You can see the picture of her in the article, right? Her name is Liz Jolly, and she's, as far as I'm concerned, Liz, you are absolutely bloody crackers, and you're a woman with too much time on your hands. Sorry, dear, but that's the way it is, right? Anti-racism is an awful concept, and it doesn't mean anti-racism like you and I think of anti-racism. It doesn't mean colourblindness. It doesn't mean Martin Luther King. It means exactly the opposite. It means centering race in everything. And if you're not anti-racist, you're racist. So there's no middle ground. They're separating us. It's divide and conquer. That's what critical social justice people do. And Liz Jolly here, who I imagine is paid a lot of money by us as the public, is someone that I would like to see fired and brought before a disciplinary panel. So we'll see. You never know. It might happen one day. Certainly will if I'm king of the world. I'm king of the world! Da 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 da. Right, that's enough of that. Go and have a read. Let me know what you think in the comments, because this is just insane. All right? It's just more madness from the critical social justice crowd. It's just that this one happens to be about race, rather than all the other myriad things they can choose to use in their identity politics battles and their acceptance of victimhood on behalf of us all. All right? It's ahistoric, let alone anything else. So as far as I'm concerned, it's just wibble. But you tell me what you think in the Dubris. I'll speak to you later.